Tuesday, I believe it is. Got my fucking coffee going. Just thought I would do a little live stream before work. Gonna be discussing Scream 7 just a little bit. Also uploaded a brand new video, a short review on Scream 7. And thought, fuck it, might as well go live for a little bit to discuss Scream 7. Excuse me rubbing my hands, let me change up this angle, this is kind of heinous. That's a little better. Oh shit. Lil Biggie Music. What's up, man? How you doing today, boss? I hope you were doing good. Just thought I would go live for a little bit before I go to work, discuss Scream 7 a little bit. Hope everyone is having a good day. Oh my god, I should have figured these angles out before I fucking went live. Let's see. Hold on. We're gonna figure this shit out together. That's good enough. That is good enough. Actually. There we go. Good enough. Much love to Lil Biggie Music. I always see you popping up. If you haven't already, Lil Biggie, check out my newest video. Drop a comment on it. Reviewed Scream 7. And yeah, this angle is also kind of horrendous, but fuck it. I'm just gonna go straight into it. So Scream 7, if you haven't seen it, you might not want to proceed. I might spoil a little bit about Scream 7. But I thought I would go into the review, more in-depth spoiler review of Scream 7. If you haven't already seen, I uploaded a video reviewing Scream 7, spoiler free. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and check it out. But Scream 7, if you guys didn't see the trailers, it's not a spoiler. You can guess. Matthew Lillard is back as Stu. Stu is in the movie. This movie more so focuses on Sidney Prescott having a daughter and the element of her protecting her daughter throughout the movie instead of protecting herself, which I thought was pretty decent. Thought it was pretty good. I thought, I believe it's Isabel May plays Sidney's daughter. I thought that was pretty solid. I thought her performance was pretty good. I did think she was the only good new character. I thought all the other new characters were just meat sacks waiting to get killed. They had no personality. They were very generic. And they were just there to add to the kill count, which is alright. But say for example Scream 5, Scream 6, I like the cast of those movies. They were all new characters, but the characters actually mattered. Felt like in Scream 7 they rushed the fuck out of these characters. They rushed them out the door. They wrote them in 2 minutes. They just filled out a checklist of different horror movies character stereotypes and said that's good enough, ship it out. Which I don't even remember any of the new characters' names. I remember Sidney's daughter's name is Tatum. She was an alright character. All the other characters were pointless. All the other new characters were pointless. The kills in this movie were pretty fucking solid. I thought they were pretty good. I liked them. They were creative, more creative than usual. Honestly, some of them were a little cartoony and over the top, but I like the Terrifier films, which majority of the kills in those movies are cartoony and over the top, so I can look past how absurd some of the kills in Scream 7 was. But the Scream movies, I'd say, are more grounded in reality for their kills. I mean, not toward the Ghostface killer themselves. Those fuckers can take 25 bullets to the chest, and if they wear a bulletproof vest, they're invincible. But besides that, I would say most of the kills are more grounded in reality. The kills in this movie were pretty good. There was 2 that stood out in particular. One of them was pretty fucking cartoony and over the top. I'll just explain the one that I said was cartoony and over the top. If you don't want spoilers, you don't have to watch. But basically, they're at a pub that I believe one of Tatum's, Sidney's daughter's friends own. And there's this, I don't know what they're called, but to pour the beer, you pull down the spout, and for some reason the top of the beer thing was really sharp. So Ghostface just picks him up, drops him, It impales their head, and then their head goes down, and it starts fucking pouring beer out of their mouth. I thought that was kind of hilarious. I give them A for creativity. This movie has a new director, Kevin Williamson, I believe his name was, who wrote Scream 1 and Scream 2. For some reason, he didn't fucking write this movie. I think he did some of the rewrites, but he did not write this movie, which I think is a bizarre choice, that the writer of Scream 1 and 2 came back to direct, but he did not write this film. I thought that was really fucking stupid. His directing style was decent. I think Scream 5 and 6 were directed better, but there were certain elements of Scream 7 I liked in terms of direction and cinematography, primarily like seeing Ghostface in the shadows and stuff. It wasn't directed bad. It was just very generic. It felt kind of bland, especially compared to like Scream 6. The setting of Scream 6 was so much better. And then around toward the last 30 minutes of the movie was when I kind of... all of the new characters are dead at this point. They don't fucking matter. They all got killed by Ghostface. Sydney's daughter, Tatum, is running around the town, and I know there is a curfew and a lockdown because there's a serial killer. So that's why when she's running around the town, there is absolutely no fucking humans in the entire fucking city. There's nobody around, which I guess makes sense. It is a curfew. But what doesn't make sense is, where is the fucking police? There is an active serial killer out and about. There is a serial killer out and about, and there is no fucking police when Tatum is just running around the entire city. And the decision making in this movie kind of pissed me off during, especially this part where Tatum is running around the town. There is no police in sight for some reason, even though there's a serial killer. If I was in this situation, there was no police, she is running around a town, and at a certain point when she starts getting into a fight with Ghostface, she throws him through a glass window and it sets off an alarm. And the whole time I was watching her run around for like 10 minutes, I'm just thinking, like, pick something up and smash a fucking window and set off an alarm. Like, you're not picking up your cell phone to call the police. I don't know why. Your cell phone works. You have your cell phone. But of course, the horror cliche. It doesn't even use the horror cliche of my phone is out of service, it's dead, whatever. She just doesn't even touch her fucking phone to contact the police. And let's say you didn't have a phone. You are in the middle of a pretty populated town. There's nobody around because it's curfew. But you could pick up a brick, you could pick up a chair, you could smash a fucking window and set off an alarm to alert the police, but she doesn't do this. And once she finally does throw a Ghostface through a window setting off an alarm, the police just kind of don't exist. They just kind of cease to exist. I liked how earlier in the movie, when they ran down the first fucking Ghostface killer, in like the first 30 or 40 minutes of the movie, they ran, not Sydney, but Gale Weathers and Chad's sister came through and came back from Scream 6 and 5, and their entrance was cartoony as shit. They pulled up, they ran down the fucking Ghostface and killed them in a news reporter van, and it was pretty cartoony. It made me laugh, I won't lie. I was shocked they fucking killed Ghostface that quick. They unmask him, and then you're like, who the fuck is this guy? You figure out it was some mental patient who broke out of a hospital. You're like, okay, I don't know who the fuck that guy is. But during that part of the movie, after they killed that Ghostface, police, even though they do a shitty job, they search Sydney's house, they lock down the neighborhood, which after this, you don't fucking see the police the rest of the movie. I kind of liked initially how, oh, they're actually integrating the police. They're making them like, you know, in so many slasher movies, the police just cease to exist. People do not want to contact the police when there's a serial killer actively trying to fucking murder them. And I liked how initially you're like, okay, Sydney's husband is a cop, you know, it makes sense. Which he's out of commission, he gets fucking shanked. He doesn't die, he gets shanked multiple times, so I understand why he's out of commission, but where the fuck is the rest of the police force? You know, is this guy not on active duty? He's wearing his uniform when he gets stabbed. Is he not on duty? Is he not about to go to work? He just got fucking shanked. And none of his colleagues are like, hey, where is this guy who just got targeted by the Ghostface killer, you know? I don't know. It's fucking stupid. And another thing is, when the police do a sweep of Sydney's house, they don't think to check the fucking attic. So the next fucking scene after they kill one of the Ghostface, another Ghostface pops out and attacks Sydney and her daughter. And they end up fighting him off. I believe the police do pull up after like fucking 10 minutes of them fighting, which I really did appreciate the amount of Ghostface versus Sydney scenes in this movie. Sydney had a lot of screen time, which I enjoyed. Ghostface had a lot of screen time, which I enjoyed thoroughly. And it doesn't save how fucking stupid this movie is, though. It really doesn't. And I'd like to suspend disbelief in a lot of slashers. I watch a lot of slashers that are fucking stupid. This is definitely far from the dumbest, but for a Scream movie in particular, I gotta say it's the stupidest Scream movie there is. And I'm not like a diehard Scream movie fan, but I have respect for every single one of them. I have enjoyment to a certain extent for every single Scream movie, even this newest one. But wow, it was fucking stupid. And there was just character decisions, even from Sydney. Sydney's usually the voice of reason. She usually does all the smart shit. For example, Sydney's daughter is locked in a coffee shop that Sydney works at. I think she actually owns it. And she calls her daughter because she can see from our app that someone entered the coffee shop. And she's like helping on the security camera, like, hey, this is where Ghostface is. And I thought this was cool initially, like, oh, she told her where a gun was, she got the gun. This is where Ghostface is. Shoot him right at this specific area on the wall. She shoots him like 5 times. He gets cooked. By now you know Ghostface is obviously not dead. 99% chance he has a bulletproof vest. Which, keep in mind, if you get shot 5 times in the chest, even once in the chest, if you're wearing a bulletproof vest, you're gonna have some fucking broken ribs more than likely. You're not gonna be A-okay. It doesn't make you fucking immortal. And she shoots him in the chest multiple times. And at this point, she's like, Sydney's like, you need to shoot him in the head. And I'm just thinking, if I was in this situation, if my daughter was in this situation, or I was the daughter, if I was Tatum, I would not leave this fucking room. I would be sitting in a corner with that gun, and if he wants to pull up, boom, I'm shooting him. I'm gonna wait for the police, I'm gonna wait for Sydney. I'm not gonna, you know what, he got shot 5 times, let me remove the barricade and go out and check. And Sydney is usually the smart one. She's like, you need to go shoot him in the head. So she starts unbarricading the room. Sydney's like, you need to walk around him. Oh, actually, shoot him in the head. It's like, no, you don't fucking walk around him. And then boom, she's about to shoot him in the head. Looking right at Ghostface, she like hesitates for a second. I don't fucking know why. This guy's trying to kill you. And then boom, Ghostface fucking pops out, attacks Tatum. It's a pretty good fight scene. And then boom, there's another Ghostface. Oh shit, they kidnap Tatum, and then it's the climax of the movie. Fucking Sydney shows up at the coffee shop, Tatum's gone. She gets like a call, I have your daughter, yeah. And I didn't even touch on the fact that Stu is in this movie, but he's in this movie via the phone calls. Instead of phone calls, it's like FaceTime calls. He's like, I'm not hiding. FaceTimes, and it's Stu, like, I'm gonna kill your daughter, yeah. Stu is in this movie a decent bit through FaceTime calls. And they try to play this element in the movie where they want to make you guess, like, hey, is Stu actually alive? Or is it AI? Is it a deep fake, or is Stu still alive? And they really try to play into, like, is Stu alive? And I know there's conspiracy theorists and fans that wholeheartedly believe Stu is not dead, and that's just copium. I'm sorry. Stu was a great character. He's fucking dead. He's done for. He's dead. And I'm honestly glad they didn't go with the element of, oh yeah, at the end of the reveal of the killer, they didn't make it Stu. I was gonna think if they made it Stu, that would be fucking absurd. Like, I knew from the get-go it had to be AI. There's no way it would be stupid enough to make Stu the killer. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You're telling me this guy, who was a notorious serial killer, would have went in hiding for many years, never got caught, never got captured. It's like, it doesn't make sense. He's dead. So that guessing game of like, oh, is Stu alive? Is he AI? It's obviously not fucking Stu. I like how they brought him back, and Stu's performance, Matthew Lillard's performance, was decent. He did the best he could given the script. The writing in this movie was abysmal. I'm gonna tell you right now. It was entertaining, but the writing was pretty abysmal. So with what Matthew Lillard was given to work with, it was pretty decent. But it wasn't the greatest performance. It was not convincing. I'm sorry. I love Matthew Lillard, but it was not convincing. Also, I'm rambling, but make sure you guys check out my spoiler-free Scream 7 review. Drop a like on that. Comment on that, what you guys think about Scream 7. Make sure you guys check out my newest video. But, back to Sydney figuring out her daughter is gone. So Sydney figures out her daughter is gone and at the house that they live at, and she shows up to find her daughter. And a TV starts playing, and on the TV is Stu, just giving like a whole monologue. And then she goes and hears something in another room, and then I'm pretty sure the next person she sees is Dewey. And then she hears something in another room on the TV, and the next killer she sees is Roman from Scream 3. It's like, oh yeah, nostalgia bait. And at this point, you know for sure, okay, it is AI. I mean, I already knew it was going to be like some deepfake AI, but this is like the reveal. Oh, it is deepfake AI. They're using Dewey's face, they're using fucking Stu's face, they're using all these people's faces. And then Ghostface finally is like, go outside. Like, do you remember how in Scream 1 the person was tied up outside? I'm gonna do that again. So she opens the fucking glass door and sees her daughter all tied up. And they're trying to... This is when they reveal who the killers are. And when they revealed who the killers are in this movie, I just facepalmed. I was like, this is fucking abysmal. And usually, in my opinion, all the Scream movies, the killer's reveal is very weak. But when they revealed who the character was, genuinely at first I was like, who the fuck is this? I don't know who the fuck that guy is. And then I realized this was the guy from earlier in the movie where they visited they were doing some investigation work, and they visited the mental hospital that the first Ghostface they killed broke out of. They visited it because they wanted to see if this guy had any ties to Stu Macher. And there's a worker there that's like, oh yeah, I recognize that guy, because they show him a screenshot of Stu, and they're like, I recognize that guy. That first Ghostface used to talk to him all the time. I don't know his name. It was the John Doe. Yada, yada, yada. So it's the guy who works at the mental hospital who teams up with the other mental guy. And they're like, he's the one who does the deep fake of Stu. And his whole, like, his monologue is dog shit. He gives an explanation as to how he knew how to do this. He was like, yeah, I used to work at Google AI, and that's how I knew how to deepfake Stu Macher. It's like, this is fucking stupid. And then they reveal the second Ghostface that's there, and it is, the second Ghostface is fucking stupid as well. It is Sydney's next door neighbor who she's friends with. And her whole reason to want to target Sydney is that she was envious of Sydney for killing... Correct me if I'm wrong, this is what I gathered from the one-time watch. And also make sure you guys watch my spoiler-free review and drop a like and comment. But her whole monologue is that she was envious of Sydney for killing her boyfriend back in the day, who was like a piece of shit serial killer. And she was like, my husband was abusive, so I killed him, yada yada yada. Like, I was encouraged by you, and now I want your daughter to be the new final girl. Sydney, that's old news. I'm going to kill you, and your daughter's gonna be the new final girl, yada yada yada. It's like, bro, what the fuck? There was like a 10-minute monologue, and honestly, I was listening to part of it, but I got so fucking annoyed that I just kind of conked out half of what she said. It was so fucking absurdly stupid. This Ghostface reveal was absolute dog shit. Now, if you haven't seen this movie and you're interested, I would still say go watch it. It's watchable. It's worth watching. There is some entertainment value from it. It's just so fucking stupid. And I've heard they already greenlit a Scream 8 already. I've heard they greenlit Scream 8. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they pump out 5 more. This movie has been out for like less than a week, and it's already made $100 million. So I know they're gonna make a Scream 8. I hope they take some fucking time with the script. I hope they take some time on the direction. But honestly, I don't know where the fuck there is to go from that here. Like, I have no idea where there is to go. I thought they were building off Scream 5 and 6's character, Melissa, I forgot her last name, excuse me, Melissa and Jenna Ortega, before they fucked them over and fired Melissa for some bullshit reason. I'm not gonna go into that. I thought they were building great characters, and I wanted to see how they continued, but now that they don't have that, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do next. I honestly have no idea. I love Sydney's character, but at this point I think it's played out. I don't know what else there is to do. And after this Ghostface reveal, I don't know what there is left to do. I'm still gonna see Scream 8, I'm gonna see the preceding ones, but I have little to no faith that they're gonna be good. Maybe they'll bounce back, because I know they're gonna pump out more. There's no way that they don't after making $100 million in a week. But yeah, I just thought I would go live and ramble a little bit about Scream 7. If you guys enjoyed this stream, let me know if you guys want more on my newest video. Go check out my spoiler-free Scream 7 review. Go drop a like on it. Let me know in that video your guys' thoughts on Scream 7 and what content you guys want to see from me in the future. But yeah, I'll do more streams soon here. Life has been hectic. Just been working, trying to get my finances in order. But if you guys came through and watched any of this stream, I appreciate it. And I will do longer streams soon. But I'll see you guys later. I love you guys. Peace.